Good afternoon and welcome to Herbal Harvest Homestead. My name is Jessica. I am a hippie chick in corporate clothing because I just got home from work. I do work a corporate job as a data analyst, and then I'm doing the gardening and the food preservation and the herbal remedies on the side. It can make life pretty busy sometimes. This video was supposed to be a garden tour, but I deleted half of my footage that I took from the garden tour that I filmed the other day. So I thought I'd just bring you along for an afternoon of what I do when I get home. I would love to go out to the garden and check on that, but it is raining again. This spring in Central Ohio has been really rainy and really cool. It means I've been battling slugs for the entire time. So I didn't get a chance to go out to the garden this morning before I left to work to see how all my plants fared overnight. I'm hoping to at least get out this evening and do a quick check of everything, make sure everything's looking okay. I do have a couple other things. I have one herbal remedy that I need to get started for a friend of mine. It's a refill. I have some carrots and ginger fermenting on my countertop. We are on day 3 and it's time to test those and see how they're tasting. So I thought I'd just bring you along with those little chores that I have and maybe introduce you to the cats. I have a pretty decent sized kitchen in my little house, which is nice. We have an open living room kitchen concept with a big island in the middle. And I always work in this back little corner for some reason. I don't know if it's because 2 of my main kitchen triangle items are right here, the stove and the sink right next to me. But this is kind of the corner where everything lives. I've got some herbs that I am working on preservation, just kind of hanging out back here. That way I'm not taking them downstairs and putting them away and bringing them back up. But I have these carrots that I have been fermenting, carrots and ginger. This is the first time that I'm trying anything like this, but we do enjoy a lot of fermented food. We eat a lot of sauerkraut and kimchi. Probiotics in fermented foods are amazing. They're amazing for your gut health, and that impacts so many other things just in the health of your well-being, including if you have healthy digestion, then you're getting the nutrients from the foods that you're eating. So a big goal of mine for this year is to make sure that I'm eating something fermented every day, or a cultured dairy like yogurt. When you originally ferment, you have to let them sit on the counter. Tater Tot's down here trying to get my attention. She thinks she's gonna get some treats. You have to leave them sit on the counter for 2 to 3 days. You want to test them and see if it's at the sourness or flavor level that you like. And if it is, then you can put them someplace cold. The fermenting process will slow, or you continue to leave them out for some additional tanginess. So we are going to try these carrots and see how they're tasting and whether we want to let them go a little bit longer. I'm going to take out my, oh, Tater Tot. This is Tater Tot, one of the cutest little baby cats. Say hi, TT. Thinking that she's gonna get some treats because I'm standing over by the cat cabinet. She's purring. Sorry, I get distracted. And here comes Smokey because she would never miss out on a treat. You guys, we're not getting treats. Oh, this is Tater Tot. Smokey. Okay. I took out the fermenting weight. The purpose of this is to make sure whatever you're fermenting is below the liquid. That's how you make sure everything is preserved. I'm gonna try this, just a little scoop from the top here. Actually, let me go down a little bit. They're super tangy. They're very salty. I'm gonna let these keep going. These are not tangy enough for my liking yet. Like I said, we like a lot of sauerkraut. I eat quite a bit of it, and it definitely is not nearly tangy enough yet. I also leave my remedies sit here on this counter. We get some really great light from this window, and you can see the moon and its different cycles. I just think it's great for the energetics of my herbal remedies. This is a tincture of lemon thyme. I pulled one of my lemon thyme plants out of my perennial herb garden because I had 3. And thyme is a super spreader. It's a great ground cover, and I just had too many and I wanted to make room to try some new items. So I just took all the lemon thyme that I pulled and threw it in some apple cider vinegar, and I'm gonna make a tincture. Thyme is really great for your immune system. It's good for battling viruses. It's good for respiratory issues as well. So I am going to save that tincture for the fall and winter around cold season. That way we have something on hand. Another goal of ours is to not have to buy over-the-counter medicines for things like colds and flu. I hope to have all of that stuff made by the end of the season and ready to go. Let's talk about herbs. I really like to take care of my body in as natural way as possible. I didn't always have that philosophy. That is something that I came to as a value of mine right around the pandemic, and it's really only grown. You always have parsley on hand. It's a really great digestive. If I have an upset tummy, I can just, grab some parsley, eat that, and that usually resolves it. And last year I decided to invest in myself, and I started taking a course. It's called The Science and Art of Herbalism by Rosemary Gladstar. Rosemary Gladstar is kind of the mother of modern herbalism. She's very well known in herbalism circles, and I've been really enjoying the course. All this to say, I am no expert. I am not a medical professional. I am taking this class. I have friends that are willing to indulge me and try the remedies that I make them. And the remedy that I'm making today, I made for a friend who had a double knee replacement and really was struggling with recovery long after she was expected to be fully mobile and out of pain. So I concocted this remedy. She started taking it. She's doing better. Obviously, we don't think it's just because of the herbal remedy, because she's also still doing physical therapy and, was taking pharmaceuticals. It was really just as a support. She's getting low on that medicine, so I'm going to make another tincture for her, and I'm going to modify the formula just slightly to get to the root of the issues as they have evolved, as they have lessened. We're really focusing on nerve pain, some inflammation. You are with me here at my stove. The formula that I originally used for my friend was skullcap, oat straw, and flaxseed. I am switching out the flaxseed for marshmallow root. I did not have marshmallow root when I originally made the formula. I feel like that might be more nutritive for especially the nerve firing that she's having. So I'm going to switch that out. There are 3 main menstruums that you can use to create a tincture. You can use alcohol, vodka, a high alcohol content, apple cider vinegar, or glycerin, which is made from vegetables. I don't even exactly know how to describe it. It's super sweet. I don't drink alcohol. We don't keep it in the house. I don't like to use it. I feel like it's a toxin. That's, again, my personal opinion. So when I originally made the tincture for her, I did apple cider vinegar and glycerin for the sweetness because my friend loves the sweets. So what I'm going to do here is start putting in my herbs. I have 1 tablespoon of skullcap, 1 tablespoon of marshmallow root, tablespoon of oats. Skullcap is a nervine. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's great for pain. And then marshmallow root, it is what is called a demulcent. So if you think of a flaxseed or a chia seed and you put that in water and it gets that kind of slime around it, that is mucilage. Mucilage is really moisturizing to the tissues in your body. I'm using marshmallow root because I feel like it's going to be a stronger mucilage than the flaxseed that I originally used. I have learned in the herbalism class that you really have to go with your gut with these things. You get a certain amount of knowledge, and then it's about testing and trying and listening to your intuition. And I'm really trusting that here, that this is just going to be more soothing to those irritated nerves. I'm using raw unfiltered apple cider vinegar. I'm really just trying to make enough to fill one vial for her because she's continuing to get better and making progress, and I don't think that she's going to need this herbal support for much longer. And then also some glycerin. I've just sort of created a double boiler effect here. So I have my pan, I have a little support in there, just a little water hitting the bottom of my jar. I'm going to warm that up. That's going to help quicken the process. A lot of tinctures, you're gonna find multiple different opinions. Some people say you need to let them go 4 to 6 weeks. Some people say you can warm it up, you can let it cool down slowly, and it's ready within 24 hours. Again, that's the magic of herbalism is the folkloric tradition of it. It's the remedies are not going to be the same. No two people are going to make the same remedies, and they still help. They still help people heal, and I'm just trying to harness a little bit of that power. So I am just going to heat this up, and I'll turn it off as soon as the water starts to steam. I don't really want it to boil. I don't want it to heat it that far. I just want to warm up the apple cider vinegar and the glycerin, and then I will put the lid on it and we will let it steep for about a week. This little beauty is Thumper. She is the feral cat that calls our backyard or the back neighborhood home. I feed her multiple times a day, and that's how we know she needs food, because she's just sitting here waiting so patiently on the back porch. Why don't I bring her in, you ask? She doesn't let me near her. I've been feeding her for almost a year at this point, and I've never touched her. But she seems content to eat with us. So I'm just gonna give her some food. Hi, Thumper. How are you today, baby? You hungry? All right, come get some dinner. All right, we're just starting to get some bubbles here on the bottom of the pan. I am gonna turn the heat off. I just wanna stir up my ingredients. I'm gonna put the lid on, and then I am going to let that fully cool. I'm covering the jar because I have a problem of saving every single jar that we buy from the grocery store and finding another purpose for it. I blame my grandmother. Good afternoon. I was going to give a garden tour today and walk out and check on the plants, but it's raining again. So I am gonna call this video a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'd love for you to put in the comments what you'd like to see here. Thanks. See you soon.